Now coming to next experiment, that is measurement of guided wavelength denoted by lambda g, and another factor is cutoff frequency that is denoted by fc, right? Now we have seen these terms under your rectangular waveguide. Now again I am saying what are those terms. Now lambda g is nothing but guided wavelength, right? Now the guided wavelength, now consider this as your rectangular waveguide. Now the distance traveled by the wave, whatever the wave that is propagating through the rectangular waveguide, that wave I am speaking about. Now this the distance traveled by the wave in order to undergo a phase shift of 2 pi radians, right? Now the distance traveled by the wave in order to undergo a phase shift of 2 pi radians, we call it as guided wavelength, right? Now what is the expression of lambda g? We have found out this expression, right? Now the lambda g equals to lambda naught by under root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c square, right? Now this is about the guided wavelength, right? And this guided wavelength you have to calculate for the rectangular waveguide for dominant mode, right? For the dominant mode of the rectangular waveguide under your lab, right? You have two different methods of calculation. One is by direct method. One is by direct method, that is using through frequency meter, right? And another one is indirect method, that is by using slotted line section, right? By using these two different ways of methods, you can calculate lambda g and cutoff frequency for the dominant mode of the rectangular waveguide, right? Now this is lambda g is nothing but the distance traveled by the wave in order to undergo a phase shift of 2 pi radians, right? Now the expression is given by lambda naught by under root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c square. Now what is lambda naught? Free space wavelength, right? Lambda naught is nothing but free space wavelength, and lambda naught is given by c by f, right? Now c, you know, that is velocity of light, where f is the frequency of the signal, right? Operating frequency of the signal, right? Using that values you can calculate lambda naught, right? Now what is lambda c? Right, cutoff wavelength. Lambda naught is free space wavelength, lambda c is cutoff wavelength, right? Now this is nothing but c by fc. If you know fc, cutoff frequency of a particular waveguide, you can calculate lambda c using c by fc, right? Now coming to this is how you have to calculate guided wavelength, right? Now coming to cutoff frequency. Now what is cutoff frequency of the rectangular waveguide? This is nothing but c by 2 under root of m by a whole square plus n by b whole square, right? Waveguide, any waveguide, not only rectangular waveguide, any waveguide that is single conductor transmission line will act as high pass filter. That means it will allow the frequencies which are greater than fc only. Always the operating frequency of the signal should be greater than its cutoff frequency, then only it will allow the signal, otherwise it will block the signal there itself, right? Now using this cutoff frequency we can calculate cutoff using this fc formula. We can calculate cutoff frequency. We have derived under your rectangular waveguide this expression. If you want that, you can refer to it, right? Again, all these are covered under your rectangular waveguide only, but just I am giving brief description. What is lambda g and what is fc? Now what are those formulas, right? Now this calculation you have to done under your lab. This is your first experiment, measurement of guided wavelength and cutoff frequency for the dominant mode of the rectangular waveguide. In two different ways you can measure. One is direct method, that is using frequency meter, and another one is indirect method, that is using slotted line section, right? Now what is dominant mode of the rectangular waveguide? TE10 mode, right? Now as I have said, standard dimensions of A value, right? A value is 2.286 centimeters. This you have to remember, always A value. These are the standard dimensions of the rectangular waveguide which you are using under your lab. Now B is half of A, right? Now 2.286 divided by 2, which is nothing but 1.143. B value is 1.143. You have to remember these values in order to calculate cutoff frequency, and using that cutoff frequency you can calculate cutoff wavelength, right? Now theoretically you have to calculate, and practically you have to do under this your lab, right? Now dominant mode is TE10 mode, right? Now using this TE10 mode you can calculate substituting A value, and A value is 2.286 centimeters and B value is half of A. Now TE10 mode, M is 1, N is 0, right? Now C by 2, using this calculation, theoretically you will get FC value, and practically you have to compare that with your FC value. Now similarly, lambda G, operating frequency will be given, lambda naught can be calculated. Now once if you calculate FC, lambda C you can calculate using this formula. If you know lambda naught and lambda C, you can calculate guided wavelength, right? Now theoretical calculations you have to compare with practical calculations which you have done under your lab, right? Now this is about the experiment of lambda G and FC. Lambda G is nothing but guided wavelength, that is measure. What is guided wavelength? The distance traveled by the wave, whatever the wave that is propagating inside the rectangular waveguide, that particular wave is traveling inside the waveguide with particular distance, right? Now that distance traveled by the wave in order to undergo a phase shift of 2 pi radians, that we call it as lambda G, and expression is this one, and lambda naught is C by F, lambda C is C by F. Now as I have said, any waveguide, not only rectangular waveguide, any single conductor transmission line will act as high pass filter. It will allow the frequencies, operating frequency should be greater than FC, otherwise it won't allow the signal to pass through it. Now FC expression we have derived under rectangular waveguide, that is C by 2 under root of n by a whole square plus n by b whole square, right? Now the dominant mode of rectangular waveguide is TE10 mode. Now what is dominant mode? Mode which is having lowest cutoff frequency, right? Now for this particular dominant mode, theoretically you have to calculate FC and lambda G, and practically you have to calculate under your lab, and those you have to check whether you have got same or no, right? You will get same only, exact values, but slight variation will be there. You won't get exact values, slight variations will be there, right? Now this is about the measurement of lambda G and FC.